And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, commercial lending, so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals remain the same. We're going to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage with you so that we can help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need our hotline number, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Shoot us a call or a text at 813-670-7372. By the way, that's our off-air number. You're not going to be put on air with calling that number, but we do take the calls. We love getting the feedback from all of our listeners and beginning an uptick in calls lately. People want to improve their credit. Folks want to find out more about the finance programs available to get in real estate. All types of calls coming in. So we really appreciate you reaching out and engaging with us. Right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, that's our goal, is to educate and enlighten and help you win. Now, check out our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you on our website. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, all the best that we have here in Tampa Bay. We compiled a large database of expert contributors. We bring them on the show, and they want to educate you as well. And we've got two of the best here in studio today. Scott Kepler in the house, Mortgage Approval Group. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Brandon. Always good to be here. I wanted to touch on your comments earlier about people reaching out. We appreciate that. Been getting a lot of calls from renters. You know, we always put out the rent versus own opportunity for people to, get that analysis. So I've been getting received a lot of calls in the last couple of weeks over that. And, we've got a few people out there looking. Obviously, we're here to help people get into homes. So let us know what we can do to make that happen.
Scott, that's a big part of it too. Yesterday I spoke at this event, the BABA event, and Christina was talking about how sometimes you get that renter on the phone and you thinking as a salesperson, oh, it's not a buyer, it's not an instant deal, but really treating those renters as long-term potential prospects and getting them into a home.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you've been doing rentals for a while and you're thinking about getting onto the sales side as far as on the real estate end of the business, then you've got a gold mine. You just have to reach out to them and find out what their goals are and, think long term. I tell people all the time, if it's not the right time and you need to, re-up your lease for another year or something like that to get yourself prepared, I will be here. This is my career. I'll stay in touch with you. And if you have questions along the way of what you need to do to get prepped, then let me know, and I'm going to help walk you through that process.
Right. Yep, top of mind. That's important. Mortgage Approval Group, Scott Kepler in the house, local lender, support your local economy. Also, another local lender here, but in the commercial space, Kelly Oliver in the house, Business Loan Solutions. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be back. It's been a while. I missed you all. Terribly, I missed you all. You're always on my mind.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so it's nice to hear. And then, we talk a lot about, folks in the business realm looking for extra funds for their business, looking for all types of products in that commercial space.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Let's get into some prognostication as well. I always love asking you, debating like, where do we see this thing going? Where do we see, because it's interesting when you look at all the geopolitical things in the news. Now we got the trade wars heating up. Got the trade war heating up every day. You keep hearing more about some of these things happening in D.C. So, let's analyze that a little bit and talk about where we think the market's going to go.
Sure.
We'll do that later in the show here. But this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving, and I can tell you from firsthand experience that they are a first-class organization. They do a great job over there. Brothers Easy Moving, and they have been one of the most recognized online and highly reviewed Tampa Bay movers as well. Google, they've got a 4.6 rating, a 4.5 on Yelp, A rating on the Better Business Bureau and Angie's List, and they've also won the Super Service Award multiple times. Shout out to Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Give them a call. Let them know that the real estate quarterback sent you, and take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Got a feel-good story of the day coming for you here as well. Teenage crane operator rescues 14 people from burning building. Find out about that. Interesting story coming up. And got a couple of hot listings we'll let you know about here in the Tampa Bay market. One of my favorite listings here of this entire year is 12610 Port Marnock, and this is in Odessa. And this property is in a gated community, golf course community, Port Marnock Drive in Odessa. Now, check out the beautiful pictures if you're watching our TV show on Apple TV, Amazon, Roku. This is gorgeous. You look at the drone photography, compliments of Fabre Frameworks, our official real estate photographer. Gorgeous home, gated community, Turnberry at the Eagles. $530,000 is the asking price. Got a pool and a spa. Just a great opportunity to buy in beautiful Tampa Bay. Hot real estate listing. And also, we got a great investor opportunity here, or maybe even a first-time buyer, or just an entry-level home. 2614 St. John's. Now, this is a property in West Tampa. 2614 St. John's in West Tampa, West St. John Street. It is here, and this is a great opportunity when you look at the availability of 3 bedrooms, you got 1 bath, large backyard, completely renovated, so there's going to be no issues at this property. Perfect for entertaining and maximizing the natural light and the flow of the home. Check out all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.com. All right, let's jump right into it. We got Scott Kepler in the house. I always say support your local economy, support the local lenders. This big discount buyer craze, all these hedge funds coming in, what they're doing is they're leading with a lot of false advertising. They're coming in and saying, oh, we're not going to charge you much. We're not going to charge you fees, or 1% this. They come in and they talk about that. But think about what it does to our local economy. We're talking about Tampa, Palm Harbor, St. Pete, Spring Hill, all the way down to Bradenton, Sarasota, and Fort Myers, Naples. Now, this Gulf Coast, those types of companies, they come in, we're really doing a disservice to our community if we do business with those types of companies. So here we have a local lender, mortgage approval group. We got real estate teams as well, and we're going to shoot you straight. That's one of the things I take great pride in. We're not going to tell you, hey, we can get you this with no closing costs and build it all into the rate.
Absolutely. We see it on the lender side too. There's companies out there to, make it sound like you can push a button and, next thing you know, $300,000 shows up at the title company ready for you to close. And,
yeah.
It doesn't quite work that way. We try to be ahead of the curve at, Mortgage Approval Group as far as our technology is concerned. So, if you want that online experience, we have that, that capability. Just go online, fill out your application, and we'll get the pre-approval process started for you, just that way.
And what's your pull-through rate, Scott? Because I lost a deal last month to one of these big companies that have that, spaceship mortgage or whatever, all these different things, these gimmicks they have online. And it came down to the lender, we lost the deal because of those online, quick and easy. They make it sound as simple as it can be. But what I heard about that particular lender is they only have basically a 50% pull-through, meaning half of the loans that they take, the applications, they don't fund and close.
Absolutely.
And about half of them they give away or they deny and reject.
Right. Yeah. We are super particular about our pre-approvals. And the bad part about that is that there's companies out there that do a ton of marketing. And there's some banks that are guilty of it too.
Yep.
And, if you ask around, ask the professional that you're working with, they'll tell you these are the ones that we don't have the best experience with typically, and I'm not going to name names, but, ask around, you'll hear, go online, look at reviews, that kind of thing. We've got 5-star reviews on, Google, Zillow, Facebook, of past clients, that have told about their experiences and their stories. And, we urge you to check that out. But at the same time, back to your question, we have a very high pull-through rate. We're in the mid-90s.
Wow.
And we attribute that to going the extra mile at the stage of pre-approval, because we don't want to put our name on a pre-approval letter and have that 5-star rating impacted because all of a sudden we're just passing out pre-approval letters that aren't worth the paper that they're written on.
Yes.
And that's something that is just, in my opinion, is the worst thing you can do as a lender, not only for your personal reputation and your company's reputation, but to the buyer, to the seller, to the agents that are involved. You're talking a lot of people that are impacted by not taking an extra few minutes and making sure that when you sign your name on that pre-approval, that you're going to be able to make that loan happen.
That's right.
You know, sometimes things come up along the way. You know, a borrower makes a mistake, or, you know, some crazy, you know, collection shows up, or, you know, who knows? You know, things happen, and you know, in this business, you know, that we don't foresee, you know, and they come up, and it's usually a lack of communication. You know, I talk a lot about communication being the key to a successful real estate transaction, or really, you know, pretty much any relationship, you know, whether you're doing, you know, business or personal.
Really
you know?
is. Communication is key.
And sometimes people don't tell us the whole story. And had they told us, we could have eliminated some heartbreak, or at least some, you know, time.
That's right.
You know, but to that point, you know, being able to take that extra step, for example, with self-employed people, and reviewing all of their income documentation first.
Good point.
Because what they make in their head and what they put on their tax returns are usually two different things.
That's right.
And, you know, we understand that as small business owners. We want to take, you know, advantage of every, you know, opportunity that we have to save money on taxes, and, you know, put it back into the community and into our businesses.
Yep.
You know, and so we go that extra mile. So our pull-through ratio is a lot higher because we uncover all the rocks up front.
Yeah.
You know, and we eliminate any issues. And sometimes it takes a little longer to get pre-approved, but you'll know that it's, you know, a solid pre-approval when it comes from our company.
Yeah.
And
that's what the agents want.
You know, that's why.
The agents want to see that.
That also helps us close, you know, early, or, you know, we very rarely miss a closing date.
Yep.
You know, and that's because we do so much of the work a little bit up front.
Right.
So that we eliminate all those issues, and it just makes things fly through.
That's right. ScottKepler.com. Check Scott out at ScottKepler.com. Of course, all of our expert contributors are available on our website as well, ConsumerQB.com, under the Expert Contributors tab. You can also submit an email form right there, and we're going to answer any questions you have as well if you don't want to engage via the phone line. So stay with us when we come back. More from our expert contributors here. We got Scott Kepler in the house. Kelly Oliver coming up as well. And our feel-good story of the day, teenage crane operator rescues 14 people from burning buildings. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to ConsumerQB.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by the Lucky Dill Restaurant. Awesome restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the Lucky Dill. They've got a deli, New York City bar, Brooklyn bakery, catering, and banquets. Home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn. Excellent food, and it's much more than just sandwiches. They also have salads and entrees and soups. Really good food. Excellent desserts as well at the deli. 4606 West Boy Scout Boulevard in Tampa. Shout out to the LuckyDillDeli.com, LuckyDillDeli.com, and the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. They also have a great location in Palm Harbor. I had breakfast there the other day, and it was excellent. So shout out to the Lucky Dill Restaurant, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Give them a call, walk in, let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to help you win in any marketplace. That is our goal of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Got a hot property listing, 223 South River Hills Drive over in Temple Terrace. Now, this property, it's a gorgeous opportunity. This is right on the water, so it's a waterfront property. And that's River Hills Drive in Temple Terrace. It's Tampa on the Hillsborough River. So I grew up on a river down in South Florida, and just, beautiful lifestyle, wonderful, fun lifestyle that you can live when you are on the water like that in Temple Terrace. 5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, single family home. Owners are motivated. Let's make a deal on it. And we also have a beach property, 207 Coronado Drive in Clearwater. This is a $3.3 million property, commercial real estate property. And when you look at the potential for this property, it's on one of the best beaches in the world. Clearwater Beach, consistently recognized as the top beach in the world. And it's right across from the Wyndham Grand. You got the Hyatt across the street, Pier 60, right on Coronado, which is the main strip there. Kind of like the A1A of the Gulf Coast here in Tampa Bay. A couple of hot property listings. Check out PlatinumMVPTeam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, we're back here in studio. We got Scott Kepler in the house, Mortgage Approval Group, residential lender, and we also have Kelly Oliver working on the business loan solutions, helping business owners out there, all types of ways that you can help the business owners. So why don't you give us a little recap of exactly, what's your niche? What are you looking to do for our consumers out there?
Sure. Well, our conversation is always about wealth building. Like, how do you build a wealth? How do you invest in the properties so that you're putting the least amount of money in, getting the best value out of the property? So, that's it. And you want to go with your strengths, right? So if you're investing, and it doesn't have to just be real estate, right? It can be a business. You're going to go with where your strengths are. So I know plenty of people have built and grew up in restaurants, and they want to invest in restaurants, right? Or they maybe only heard about good opportunities in apartment buildings, but now they're really ready to start investing in apartment buildings. And like everything and anything else, it is a little bit of a learning curve. So if you are wanting to really start investing in those things, you want to partner with somebody who's been there, done that, if you haven't already been there, done that yourself. Because when you can partner with a mentor,
That's right.
they can help save you from so many mistakes and oops and gotchas and losing all the wealth that it is that you just built, or
That's right.
Dashing all your hopes and dreams because you had your hopes and dreams in something.
Model and expert.
Model and expert, absolutely. And in all cases, when you're investing in something and you have hopes and dreams, and let's just say it didn't go quite the way you wanted it to, chalk that up as to a learning experience. And you go, I'm going to do it better next time, but don't stop, don't quit.
Yeah.
Because you'll get there.
Yeah.
You just don't stop, don't quit. And you're going to come to the table and say, but I lost so much money. And I'm like, everybody did. If you took a look at the biggest people, the biggest investors that we had in 2007, 2008, they lost millions of dollars.
Yeah.
to something that wasn't even their own wrongdoing. They had no
Exactly.
control over that. But you know what? Those people are all coming back to the market. They dusted themselves off, and they're not now in a place where they're getting back in and they want to play the game again because
Yeah.
they've got their confidence, they've got some money built. They certainly have their know-how and experience to do that. And so they're coming back into the game and they're playing.
Yeah.
But I want to just talk a little bit about what you were talking with Scott about,
Sure.
and that these, big online branding places where you
Yeah.
just click a button. Listen, the only reason why they exist is because they want your contact information,
Mm-hmm.
because they can sell your information on the market time and time and time and time
Good point.
again. So if you think that you're working with a trusted advisor through them, that is actually inaccurate. Working through them, you have now opened yourself up to where all of your information is very publicly available. So for me, when I look at trusted sources, I want to go with the people that I really love, know, and trust. I don't
Right.
have to like them. I have to love them.
Yeah. Good point.
So I can't
like
love
that.
them, right? I can't connect to them. I can't call them on the phone if something isn't working, or if I have a real specific question. They're not available to me because there's this big conglomerate of
Yep.
something.
Yep.
So if they're and I can't trust them with my information. A lot is being processed overseas. So here you have given them permission. If you read the little fine print at the bottom, you are
Which
giving
nobody
them
does.
nobody does.
Yep.
Nobody does. But you're giving them permission to not only use your information for that sale, but also target you for future anything
Yep.
that they think you're a good target market for, and use your information overseas.
Yeah, and even if you're on the DNC list, since you did that online form, now that's not relevant to this particular company.
That's correct.
So the big data game is such a huge part of it, and this is where Keller Williams, Gary Keller, launched the iBuyer program. So he's got his iBuyer program that's hit live now too. So when you think about that, it's just such a big game. You look at the billionaires up there. Gary Keller, the billionaire, Warren Buffett, the billionaire with Berkshire. These billionaires. You're playing in a different league. That's one of the main reasons I said I'm not going to be independent, small real estate company anymore. I have to join and start taking advantage of some of these tools. But that's a great point you made. So the database leads to the contacts, and then also going back to the company I mentioned earlier with the low pull-through rate, this online company, what they also do will say they'll start rebating. They'll say, hey, if you work with one of our preferred realtors, we'll do a deal with you now. So it's like this game of like, hey, here's my friend. Let's keep it all in house. Why work with this guy who probably originally referred the buyer, the buyer agent that referred it. So you look at these different situations, and going to your first point as well, adversity is the best university. It really is. So Kelly Oliver's in the house, Business Loan Solutions. And did I ever introduce you to Jason yet? Jason Schofield, he's one of our show. He's great in the restaurant industry. We've kind of termed, how we have the
I
credit
know
magician.
Jason.
Yeah, do you know Jason?
Oh yeah, Jason came to me looking for a loan last year.
Okay, perfect. So he's in that restaurant
Yes, he
business,
is,
and when you
yeah.
mentioned that, I said,
Yeah.
I got to make that connection. So
Yeah.
you're already connected, so that's good.
That's wonderful.
But yeah, so when you look at the real estate industry, what's a hot market right now? You talk about different wealth building. Are you thinking restaurant industry, passive investments through real estate, landlord?
I will tell you, it is anything and everything right now.
Yeah.
I am getting calls all over the place, from real estate investing to I'm not even getting calls for people who want to invest in stock and bonds.
Oh,
They
wow.
want to know what that looks like and how do they build wealth with that. And so I make connections with them to other people that will, because they know the stock market is hot. It's a little volatile,
Yep.
but you can make some of the best money in
Yeah.
a volatile market.
Yeah.
Right. So they know that they want to get in and play. So, it's just what you're passionate about, and start talking to other like-minded people.
Yeah.
And you go find them on LinkedIn, or you go find
Right.
them in Facebook, and you reach out to them and say, hey, I'm interested in this. I want to have this conversation. I want to learn more if you don't already know more. But sometimes people, I just had somebody come to the table. He's like, I have been a lone wolf for 15 years. He says, I'm just tired of it. I want to partner with somebody, and I want to have a lot of fun in what we're doing, and I want to build, like our own little family of somebody.
Nice.
And see where we can grow, because there's power in multiple people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Synergy.
Synergy, Absolutely.
Synergies are there. Absolutely. It's always relevant. And you have that mastermind principle as well.
Yes.
You start combining different minds in a room, and it's like, wow, we would never come up with that on our own.
Yeah.
And it's like the 1 + 1 = 11. It's like, wow, when you can combine that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good stuff. Kelly Oliver here in the house, Business Loan Solutions, and Scott Kepler, Mortgage Approval Group. So we've got you covered, all types of lending. We're talking about real estate here on the show, residential lending, FHA, conventional, renovation loans. We've got Kelly on this business side, wealth building as well. So more from our expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter. The Consumer Quarterback Show pages on Facebook as well. And, of course, hit us up on LinkedIn. We'd love to connect with you there as well. We'll be right back after this short break. Teenage crane operator rescues 14 people from burning buildings. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We're recruiting agents right now to our team. We're growing, setting records, looking to bring on some really good people to our team and helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties, maximizing the exposure in ways that other real estate companies can't. And we would love to talk to you if you're looking to sell your real estate properties, vacant land, residential, townhomes, commercial, condos, doesn't matter. We're going to help you sell the properties faster for more money, utilizing our innovation in the marketplace. So PlatinumMVPteam.com is where you can see all of our expert contributors. PlatinumMVPteam.com and links to all of our expert contributors there, real estate properties at our website. In studio today, Scott Kepler's in the house. Mortgage Approval Group, local lenders, support the local economy here. Kelly Oliver as well, Business Loan Solutions here in studio as well. And we have a feel-good story coming for you here later in the show. This segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. That is the Bilmar Beach Resort. Gulf Boulevard, Treasure Island, beautiful property filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. The Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought-after destinations in the Tampa Bay area for many years. And we want you reaching out to the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner right on the beach, 2 pools on site. They've got a great location, 2 pools. They got Sloppy Joe's restaurant. So much to offer there on a beautiful beach at the Bilmar Beach Resort. Reach out to them. Let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, couple of hot listings here. 13508 Indian Oaks Trail. This property is in Largo, just minutes from the beach. Gorgeous property, beautiful pool home, large family home, and it's just literally 5 to 7 minutes to the beach. You're on the beaches. Great opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Hot real estate property listings at PlatinumMVPteam.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so let's jump right back into it. We've got Scott Kepler here. Let's switch gears. We're going to go residential mortgage. Talking about residential mortgages, what's some of the misnomers that you see out there? Down payment's got to be one of them.
Down payment's a big one.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest one. Or, obviously the monthly payment, like the rent versus own that we talk about a lot.
Yeah.
And how much you can actually get and how much of a difference it makes.
Mm-hmm.
We use a rule of thumb that, for about every $10,000 or so, you've got about $50 or so a month that you're going to have for the actual mortgage payment. Depending on your down payment, there's other things factored in, mortgage insurance or, of course, your taxes and your insurance if you're setting up an escrow account. But,
yep.
Most of our first-time home buyers come in with, 3% down. The other misnomer along with that is, that they have to have all that money themselves, and they don't actually have to have all the money. They can get a gift from a family member. Some people will, borrow from themselves against their 401k or retirement account. We don't typically recommend that as your, first go-to option, but if it's a good option, if you can, afford to do that and pay it back in a timely manner. So some people will, get creative with the down payments, and I think that's a big thing that a lot of people do not think about up front is that there are other options out there if you're ready to make that move, but you're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And in some cases it saves people money on a monthly basis versus what they are paying for in rent for a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I would say most people. I mean, if they're
Absolutely.
paying rent right now in this market, that's the rents have been rising for a while. The stats I hear 30 to 40% higher than you could have purchased for in most cases, especially with the rate still low. We're not quoting a certain rate here, but or a certain APR, but you're still around a 4%, 4.25%, 4.5%. I mean, think about the ability to get that. And then if you drop into a 15, you might be below 4. If you go to a 15-year term, because it's less, you're tying up the bond money less period of time.
Sure.
So what a great opportunity. Rent versus own. Talk about the renters out there. I mean, that's something I really like to press the bruise on.
I mean, if you want to get into real estate and you want to own something of your own, or you just want to start building wealth, if you're renting especially, let's talk about how much you can afford to purchase.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at somebody renting an apartment, sometimes it's pretty cheap to get into an apartment, but if they put together a game plan between now and the time at their end of their lease, to come up with that minimum down payment and talk to their parents, look into the other options that may be out there, and come up with a game plan. And that's where our team can help with that. We can talk you through getting prepared. We talked about that earlier, is that if they're not ready right this second, that's okay. We'll help you get there, and we'll still be in the business.
That's right.
We'll be here to help. We want you to come back to us. And in some cases, it makes sense to do that. If there's a credit issue or something like that, where they could potentially get into a house now, but if they make these 3 steps and wait 6 months,
right,
then it makes more sense because they're investing for a 30-year mortgage. It might make sense to clean up a couple things first, and then do it. And
Absolutely.
so we have those conversations, and we do a comparison and show the potential home buyer, here are your options. Let's talk about what's important. What makes the most sense. And sometimes real estate agents get annoyed. They want to get out there and get the offer made now, but deep down, most people are want to do the right thing.
Yeah,
I think. Anyways,
yeah, absolutely. Do the right thing for the client. Keep the client
and that's
first.
what we're all about.
That's right. And when you look at that, we had a scenario play out. Here's a great story: is that they were a newlywed couple. They said, hey, instead of for our registry, we're not going to put all these Pottery Barn dishes and we need another bedspread or whatever. They said, hey, donate money. They started up a GoFundMe account, I believe it was. They had at the end of that, they had X amount. I think it was close to $10,000 that their friends and family had gifted to them.
Right.
So then they were able to use that for a loan and get a mortgage.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's
we have
smart
a program that's designed especially for people that are about to get married, for that whole purpose. And you can do it through a GoFundMe, or you can set up a separate bank account, a joint bank account with both your names on it for it, but it doesn't get used for anything else but people to be able to make deposits into that account. Ideally, for paperwork purposes, it's best if you get checks, or wire transfer, ACH, something along that line that we can show where it came from, versus cash. But they will allow a certain amount of percentage of it to be cash as well, and then we count that money as what we refer to as sourced in season, meaning that we can show where it came from and what the source was, and therefore we don't have to show that they've had it for 60 days. So if you've got, plans coming up to get married and you want to take that next step in, your life and buying a home together, that's an awesome way to do it.
Be proactive.
Think about the money that you would potentially waste on asking for everything that you can happen to scan as you're walking through the store. A bunch of crap you don't need, in most cases,
especially furniture and some of those whatnots and those things. They're literally
all
like
those
10% of value.
for the kitchen,
all that stuff. Blenders and
sure
stuff.
I mean, you get some fun stuff, but at the end of the day, would you rather be doing have a great blender in your apartment or have a great house of your own?
I think that's the decision you want to look at. ScottKepler.com, and we're talking with Scott Kepler, Mortgage Approval Group here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Local lender, again, supporting the local economy is such a big part for me. I really feel that, we have a moral obligation. As professionals, we have a moral obligation to give back to our community and work local. I think if you're out there and you're considering, and it's the big banks on the corner, too. It's the big banks on the corner. They took the bailout money. They took the money. They bought up all the best commercial real estate in almost any market. So why would you support those guys? Don't support them. Support a local family-owned Scott Kepler. Right. He runs his team. He's had his team running for a while now, and he does a great job.
Thank you.
I can see that firsthand.
I've been in Tampa for 20 years this year.
Nice.
21, I guess, this year.
Very cool.
So this is where I spend my money.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it trickles down.
Absolutely. And we try to do our best to shop local as well. And it's obviously a big part of keeping our community growing. And you were talking about those big companies that are out there sucking equity out of our community.
Yep.
Because they're not spending that money here.
That's right.
You deal with a local agent, you deal with a local seller, or builder.
Yep.
Those companies are spending their money here locally and
That's
employing people here locally.
Yep, local title companies. We got two great title companies we work with here on the show. So it's the trickle down effect. When you really look at the amount of impact that a real estate transaction has, and you mentioned a few of them. I mean, it goes on and on when you think about interior design or getting the furniture stores involved or hardware stores involved. I mean, there's a really huge economic impact when you look at a real estate transaction. That's why it's such a major lever in our economy. And of course, we're so bullish on real estate here. So more from Scott Kepler coming up. Kelly Oliver as well here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we're going to tell you something good in our Feel Good segment about a teenage crane operator that rescued 14 people from a burning building. Find out about that story right here in our Tell Me Something Good segment. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by Trulieve on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. This segment is brought to you by WholeBodyFuel.com, the official meal delivery service of the Consumer Quarterback Show. WholeBodyFuel.com. Excellent food. Chef Brian Adamo and his team, Kevin, and the team, they do a great job delivering these meals, convenient, healthy, organic. And they also have the world-famous protein donuts. Excellent food. Check out WholeBodyFuel.com. WholeBodyFuel.com. Get your meals delivered. What else do you have in this world if you don't have your health? They are excellent food, and it's very convenient for you if you're on the go like me. All right, every day we're going to tell you something good and a positive story here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so we got a teenage crane operator rescues 14 people from burning building. A 19-year-old crane driver braved raging flames to save 14 people trapped in an apartment building caught on fire in Fushan City in northeast China's Liang province. So Lan Junzi was working at a construction site in Fushan when he saw a building go up in smoke nearby. Lan reportedly heard screams for help, and he drove his crane to the scene of the fire, which was just a few blocks away. In a viral video, Lan is seen using the crane to help residents escape the fire, which appears to have started the building's ground floor. In total, he saved 14 people in less than 30 minutes. Pretty cool story right there.
Wow.
Awesome, man.
That is awesome.
Yeah, all the way on the other side of planet Earth in China there. But interesting, man. You know, the humanity coming out. I love the feel-good stories. Always positive injection here for you on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, now we're going to jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored.
All right, here we go. We got Kelly Oliver in the house. Top tips, nuggets of advice. Give us some wisdom on wealth building, Kelly.
So nuggets on wealth building is start. Just
Start
get
early?
Started. No, just get started.
Start now.
Start where you
That's right.
are. Because, you know, we were talking a little bit about, they're not ready yet, right? They're not ready.
Right.
Well, but you will never going to be ready unless you start.
Yeah.
Right. So just take a step and start. And whether that's through education or that is you putting a couple of dollars away, like whatever it is, just start.
Yeah.
Start that process.
I like that.
And then that will lead you to the next step that will take you to the next step that you will have you then get introduced to people that you didn't know that you needed to be introduced to.
True.
That will take you to the next place, and you know, then you get to meet people like Scott, and then before you know it, you're in a new house. You're in your own little property, or you're owning a new hotel, like whatever it is that your
You get momentum.
aspirations are. You get momentum.
Yeah, once you get momentum. And I love that. That's what Tony Robbins said. You know, sometimes we get these ideas. We're driving around in the car. We're, you know, we have these ideas come up. He says, never leave the sight of setting a goal without taking some type of an action item or action step toward achieving that goal.
That's right.
So it could be as simple as booking the class. You know, hey, I'm going to get my real estate license. Call Bob Hogue School of Real Estate. Book the class.
Yeah.
You know, because then you made it real.
Yeah.
So you took it from an idea.
Yeah.
Now it's real because you scheduled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or set up the account.
Set up the investment accounts.
Put $10 in it.
Yeah.
Create your investment accounts that you know that this one's going to go to real estate, this one's going to go to investing, this one's going to go to something else. You know, start setting them up and separating your operating cash flow. Treat your personal expenses like your business expenses.
Yeah.
Treat what you do on a daily basis and really examine where you're spending your dollars.
Right.
Because if you're spending it on $5 a cup of coffee a day, when you can take 4 of those dollars a day and put it towards something else, right? You're still getting your coffee.
Yep.
You're just not spending $5 to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So examine where your expenses are coming from and then start segregating. Like hold yourself accountable. And if you're not comfortable holding yourself accountable, find a trusted partner that you can have them help you feel. It doesn't have to be a CPA. It doesn't have to be just, you know, somebody who is that accountability partner.
Exactly.
You say every month we're going to sit down, we're going to go through my expenses, and then we're going to look for ways that I can start shifting the money that it is that you have. And so when you start having that conversation, you know, all new things start opening up.
That's right.
People get new jobs, they get bonuses. A friend of mine found out that she had a pension account
Wow.
in a different country, because she was from a different country, that she had been sitting on. It had accumulated $70,000
Nice.
in her account.
Wow.
And so she's like, I didn't even know I had it.
That is
I didn't even know I had it there.
Very nice.
That's a nice surprise right there now.
Exactly.
So, and then something else I think Gary Vaynerchuk made this more popular online, but he said, everybody, if you go around your house, he did a challenge in 2017. I think it was $20,000. He says, almost everybody has money at their home, or they can go garage selling and stuff that you could sell, baseball cards, the old collection that you look at. You could go around your house and literally sell the old blender. We picked on the blender earlier in the show, but so you could sell those items on eBay or wherever you sell them nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace.
And I want to be really clear too. It's not about the money, right? So it's
about the mindset.
It's about your mindset and about your goals. Money just seems to be the part of the conversation that they get tripped up on. They can't move forward with. Right. So this is never about the money. This is about wealth building. This is about leaving a legacy for your family. Yep. This is about 100 other things. Sometimes it's just the journey for investing in something, doing something you never thought you could do before.
Yeah, proving it to yourself, right, Scott?
Sure.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely. And I think a big part of that too is that a lot of people get tripped up with the money part, like Kelly said, but they also get tripped up with, I know where I want the end goal to be, and how do I get there? And that's where you have to employ, people from the show that are professionals in that arena.
Yeah.
If you're looking to, buy a building or an apartment building, or, you want to get into your own restaurant, then, you need to reach out to Kelly and figure out how to make it happen. If you're renting a house and you want to buy your first piece of real estate, or you want to start building a real estate portfolio of single family or condos or something along those lines, then I'm your guy. Reach out and talk to one of us, or somebody on your team, and we can help you game plan and put it together. So that we can work that goal backwards, just like any other goal.
That's right.
You know where you want to be. Let's talk to somebody who knows how to get you there.
Yeah.
Right.
The strategy, developing that strategy, and that's what we do with the show. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your lending, your health wheel. Each one of those spokes extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our on-air expert contributors, and they can help literally change your life. We've had some great experience. We've had situations where we've had people save $1 million, like literally $1 million decisions that they made where they would have lost that, but they saved it because they reached out. They looked into, hey, how can I leverage, again, back to modeling an expert, and then it comes into training. What do you got to do to skill up? There's a lot of ways that you want to improve your skills. What's one of your favorite things, as far as improving your skills? What do you do, Kelly? Do you have coaches? Do you read? Do you Audible books? What's your favorite thing?
Yes.
All the above, right?
Yes, yeah. I am a consumer of a lot of books. I am typically in about 50 to 52 books a year that it is I'm reviewing. But then my favorite thing is to going out and having conversations with people.
Yeah.
Right? Just talking to them. Like, if I'm in a restaurant, I'm talking to the restaurant owner about their business and how it's working. What's working for them, what's not. What do they see in the marketplace? How are they being affected? If I go to my nail place, I'm talking to the owner of the nail place. How's it going? I'm talking to the person that's doing my nails.
Yeah.
Right? How's business for you? Because, all of those people are independent business owners.
Absolutely.
Right?
Great referral partners. There's a great story with Keller Williams. There was an agent in New Tampa. I forgot his last name. I think it's Baroni. He comes into our office. He says how many listings, how many deals he did last year, and he has this client appreciation party. And he's all about asking for referrals the right way, in a proper way. And one of his lead referral partners, I think over the last 3 years, she gave him 26 deals.
Yes.
She was a hairstylist. Think about it. She's in the chair. She's talking personal. It's kind of like a personal trainer. I used to be a personal trainer. One of my first jobs out of school was a Ritz-Carlton personal training and fitness manager. You get to know people. You talk to them about, sometimes they volunteer, intimate financial details and things like that. And, so I thought that was interesting. I think it was something like 26 deals from this one client that he had, he talked to her. He treated her right. He invited her to the appreciation events. And that was a cool story.
Yeah. Two more things, right? So if I am driving down the road and I see a property under construction, whether it's commercial real estate or a home, and I see construction workers there, I will go invite myself to have a conversation with them.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
Because I want to know what it is that they're doing, how they got that job, what it is that they're working on, you know, always in the inquiry of what's happening, because I'm looking for ways to match them with other people that it is that I know.
Right.
So it's always that marketing. And then there was one other
Open-ended
really
questions.
important open-ended questions, but there's a really important part I wanted to share
So
with
you're
you.
driving by, you're talking to construction workers, Kelly.
Yes.
And then what else? And then what else?
I do
We
that.
got about a minute left, so hopefully it comes to you.
It'll come to me.
But yeah,
Give
so
me a
that's
second.
I think the main point is just don't be an introvert. You know, go out and talk to people. Yes. Try to have in your mind, you know, how can I help them first? You know, because if I ask them their needs, then I might be able to pair them up with one of my referral partners, and then that's just going to perpetuate the good and the wheel and the karma, and everything's going to come from it.
A lot of these transactions take a team.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it
takes a team. It's not just one person that gets involved, and
that's true.
And so having a team of people who have worked well together in the past makes it happen even easier for you.
Did you find it?
I did. I remember.
All right.
Your relationships with everybody that's on this radio show, it is a gold mine of information. If they are not reaching out and talk to everyone, I mean, everybody is available. That's the whole reason why you have this here.
That's right.
Gold mine, leverage it, use it, connect with those people.
We're here to help. All right. Hey, another great show. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.